right, let's move that over there. Okay, today we're going to learn the very basics of opening up Adobe Premiere Pro and starting a project to start editing the way you would do it in my class. All right, so let's okay, so first thing, before we even open Adobe Premiere Pro, we're going to go down here in our Windows 11 view operating system. We're going to open the File Explorer. That's the yellow folder. So if I talk about yellow folder, this is what I mean. Down here at the bottom, we're going to go to File Explorer. We're going to click on Videos. And this is where I want you to save the projects that you're working on in my class. And remember, this is going to be in the computer that you're working on. This is not a cloud system. This is physically on the computer that you're sitting at. So if you're computer 16 or computer 12, then you're creating a user on that system, on that device, and it's going to stay on the device. If you go to a different computer in the lab, that's not going to follow. That project won't follow your account. You have to be physically logged into the computer for this to work, for you to go back to the other project. So it's best to just stay in your assigned computer while you're working in my class. All right, so from here, I'm using right-click, and I go to New Folder. I'm going to name this 0.1 first Premiere project. And then it's always best to underscore and then your initials. So I'm going to name it the name of the project. So this is First Premiere Pro project. Unit 0.1 is what I'm making up for the purpose of this exercise here, and it's going to end in my initials. That makes it easier for me to figure out who did what later on, and it makes it easier for you to find on your own computer. All right, so here we go. That's created. Now I have some clips on here that I want to use in that project. I'm going to pretend this is a folder from the SD cards or something. So let me show you a good graphic way to do it. Okay, I'd hit Control N, so the Control button and the N button at the same time, and that creates a separate window. So then I open up the project I want to move these to, and I'm just going to move these over to this folder here. And now I have clips in here. And if I wanted to be more organized, this is not required, but it's recommended. I'm going to, no, that's not it. Right click. I'm doing the right click on the mouse, new folder. And I'm going to name this First Premiere, then underscore clips. And I'm going to move them into there. All right, once all that is done, I'm going to open up Premiere Pro. I have mine already in my toolbar down here. If not, you could click on the Adobe Creative Cloud. And that brings this up here. I'm going to look and make sure that it's the correct version. Depending on when you're watching this, the correct version will be different. So we're going to open the current version of Premiere Pro. It's opening on a different screen, so it's not showing you the splash screen. Here we go. Great. All right. I'm going to click New Project, and I'm going to call it 0.1 First Premiere Pro. Template is none. I'm going to skip the import mode. And this is very important. From here, where the location is, you're going to choose. This is going to be the default. So if you just don't do anything, it's going to name it untitled, and it's going to put it in this folder here. So it is going to be in the documents folder, and then inside that there'll be a folder named Adobe. Inside that there'll be a folder named Premiere Pro. Inside that there'll be a folder named 25.0, and then it'll create folders in there for your project. So I'm going to choose a location, and I'm going to go down to Videos, First Premiere Project, and then I'm making sure it's named something, not untitled. No template, skip that. Click Create. Okay. Move this down and go to full screen. So very important, when you start using Premiere Pro, it's going to start you off in the learning environment, the learning workspace. So there's some really useful videos on here that get you started, and we might explore them. It looks like some of them are new from the last time I looked. But most of the time, you're going to want to get out of the learning workspace and go to editing. And there's sometimes you want to get out of editing, but we'll explore that later. So let's take a look at this real quick. All right, this is your Premiere Pro workspace in editing mode. Down here, you have your project window. Up here, you have your source window. Top right, you have your program window. In this bottom area, you have your timeline. And this is also called sequence. This is where your audio is being shown. So this is your audio meter, and your toolbar is right here in between. So this is a picture, a screenshot with it all labeled nicely. And let's get out of that. All right, so it looks similar to this, and we're down here where it says import media. You're going to, once again, go find your project, go to that folder. I'm going to just drop that folder into, no, I'm not, because I've already done, anyway. I'm going to click Open. And I'm going to select them all and click Open. All right, and that is your first lesson. So this is how to get started, and next lesson is going to be what to do with these clips once you get them in there.